A TV presenter and McPartlin says he will seek further treatment after he was arrested on suspicion of drink driving.
His publicist said the presenter, who spent time in rehab last year, you'll remember, was taking time off for the foreseeable future.
Let's speak now to Dr. Yasser Abbasi, who's Clinical Director of Addiction Services at Mersey Care NHS Foundation Trust. Morning to us. Morning to you. Thank you very much for joining us. Just tell us a little bit about a general situation, really, when somebody's had issues. At what stage would they need to go back into rehab?
Well, naturally, it's quite a dispiriting news coming out about ANTS. But relapse is a common outcome of recovery. When someone is going on a recovery journey, there's so many factors that are at play that can affect your journey towards recovery and towards complete abstinence, that having a relapse into one or the other kind of addictive substance shouldn't completely throw you off board. You should learn from the mistakes. You should see what triggered it and then learn from it and make sure that it doesn't happen again.
It's very individual, isn't it, as well? I mean, you know, we speak to lots of people who have been in rehab, and it can be very difficult sometimes to then be thrust back into the public eye, which is not something which everybody goes through. But
of course,
but living your life in the spotlight in that way can make things more sort of troubling, can't they?
It can, yes, and this just reiterates the fact that addiction is quite a serious illness, and there's no one silver bullet which kind of treats it. It is a biopsychosocial approach that you need to take. You need to make sure the physical well-being is looked after, the psychological well-being is looked after. There is a social network that they connect to, which needs to be addiction-free to help them recover. And naturally, when you're in the limelight and there's so much focus on you, then it can put more stress on you. But that's how it is if you are working within the media. And I guess what we need to make sure of now is to give Ant some time, give him a space to recover without everyone having a very strong opinion on what's happening with him, and giving him his personal space so that when he's ready and more robust, he hopefully would be coming back.
And routinely, I wonder what kind of support people are given, for example, when they've been through rehab, they've had obviously sort of intense support and all the rest of it and help. When you leave, what sort of support is there in place?
There is a lot of emphasis on what we call building up your social network. And it is essential that during your rehab placements, you have a recovery agenda where you look at what you would need to do were you to go through a difficult patch. That includes dealing with your stresses, that includes dealing with your cravings and triggers. And over here, your close one, your family and loved ones do play a very important role. And you have to have individuals that you trust upon, whom you can discuss with the difficulties that you face. So if you're having a stressful moment, you should know how to de-stress yourself in a positive way. If you're having your cravings and you know your triggers, then you should know how to distract yourself in a positive way. And this needs to build up whilst you're going through the rehab process.
Really interesting to get an insight. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
That's a story on the front page of many of the papers this morning. And a little bit later on, we'll be talking to an entertainment reporter, I suppose, to broaden it out a little bit and talk about how this affects ITV.
Yes, absolutely.
2
editions.
Yeah, 2 editions. And obviously got the big show coming up in Florida in a couple of weeks' time as well. So
they've certainly cancelled this Saturday.
This Saturday is definitely not going to go ahead. Yeah, they've got 2 other shows to try and sort out. Yeah.
It's